Profitable YouTubers are quietly making this big shift in 2026. And if you've been paying attention, they're all doing the same thing. I'm gonna jump straight into what it is. Then I'll reveal how some of the most successful people in the world that I guarantee you'll have heard of are actually starting to monetize with this strategy, but on a much larger scale. Finally, I'm gonna break down exactly how you can do it yourself, regardless if you have 100 subscribers or 100,000. This is data-driven content. If you're trying to follow the evidence and remove the guesswork when it comes to growing your brand on YouTube, check out the description. So what is this actual shift that brand leaders and business owners are making on YouTube? Well, who better else to explain it than basically the Michael Jordan of business owners on YouTube, Alex Hormozi.
A-listers have almost no applause, shorts have slight applause, longs have legit applause, then the live streamers. When the live streamers came out, it was like the entire auditorium or stadium or arena erupted. And so in looking at this thing, this is why I'm telling you, like, showing my cards, I'm gonna be doing more live streams.
Essentially what Alex Hormozi is saying is that the longer someone watches you, the more brand equity that you have. Now, before we break down why this is actually the case, there are a couple examples of business owners on YouTube I want to point attention to who are doing this. The first is Ed Lawrence. He's kind of doing more live streams more often, but if you really look closely on the type of videos he's making, they're essentially like these little webinars or masterclasses where he's revealing much more detail about his service that he offers. Another example is James Smith. He also is doing a similar strategy. I think he's actually just straight up copying Ed Lawrence here with the whole live streaming webinar type thing. But another example of this is Ravi Sharma, right? Going live more often is just simply a really great opportunity to convert your viewers into customers, putting it simply. Okay. So before we reveal how the big dogs are doing this and how you can absolutely throw fuel to the fire, because I think that's what most people will miss with this strategy, why does this actually work? If you have not already heard of the 7-11-4 rule, you need to know about this. Google, the company that tracks us all, it's got all our data, right? It knows that we ordered that kebab late on Friday night. They also came out with a study and revealed exactly what you need to do in order to get someone to buy from you. So it revealed that you need 7 hours of content to be consumed by your customer or your ideal customer, and 11 touch points. So this might be you posting a photo, or this might be you posting a podcast or sending an email, or even them seeing you on your website across 4 different platforms. So a platform can be email, YouTube, short form, whatever it may be. Except in a world of growing AI slop, one of the best things that you can do is, instead of just giving these little touch points because there's so much noise out there, just double down on authenticity by going live. In fact, I believe Google is heavily pushing live as a feature on YouTube. I know that they were even paying streamers for a while there to try and post on YouTube. They were going back to another platform called Twitch. But check out this clip from Linus Tech Tips, who basically was going through his normal everyday YouTube algorithm, and let's see how many times he stumbles across a live video.
This is my YouTube homepage. An ad,
live stream,
2 live streams, another live stream,
another live stream,
another live stream, another live stream, another fireplace.
Okay, so now it's time. How can you actually take this to the next level, like the pros and like some of the biggest, most famous people in the world that I'm about to reveal? The first absolute business genius is Tony Robbins. Now, I don't really follow Tony Robbins. He seems to have almost like a cult-like following. Something I have noticed that he has started doing is promoting these multi-day live stream events. And I think he's probably calling them a webinar. But essentially, he is going live and you feel like you're in the crowd listening to him speak about, I think he's making them literally about AI, right? So he's just jumping on the AI bandwagon. Guy's not an AI expert, but anyway, he's doing it, right? I guess we're living in the world of attention. But if you don't know Tony Robbins, you probably will know Katy Perry or Justin Bieber. That's right, the music industry is taking over, or at least their marketing experts have realized that going live is the new way to create way more interest from your fan base and your following. So we actually first saw this with Katy Perry going live a couple years ago. She would get on these like special guests like Neil deGrasse Tyson and talk about science. I think there was a famous clip from that where she said, "Is it true that math is actually used in science?"
Is math related to science?
Math is the language of the universe.
Numbers.
Anyway, that's besides the point. Justin Bieber recently, right? I mean, he's got the top paid marketers in the world. For his album launch, he also just went completely live. Now, I want to break down what the actual game plan is for you to start taking action on this. First of all, you need to understand that one long form piece of content is a pillar to you and your brand and your business. It is an asset that can be turned into multiple pieces of content. All the top players are starting to do this, and this is a really, really easy way for you to just start getting those touch points up if you're not already making longer videos. You don't just see ads of Coca-Cola on the TV over the summer, you see their billboards in some of the most famous places in the world. The second is you can actually take snippets and highlights and upload it to a second channel. Alex Hormozi has had a new kind of, I think, content strategist come in, and he has recently set up a YouTube channel that is just highlights. And this is something we see of huge podcasters on the platform, and we will continue to see it for everyday people that you see, right? I mean, politicians are getting onto YouTube too. I have to make a video about this. It's all popping off this platform. So essentially, if there is one takeaway from this video, one actionable thing that you need to know, the Google 7-11-4 rule is dead. It is now the Google 100-11-4 rule. You need to be making more long content because, my God, you can increase the chances of people actually just showing attention to you. And to be honest, in a sea of content, that's kind of how you're going to stand out. The more you post, the better your chances. I think there's actually a famous quote from Alex Hormozi. He went to a friend first, and then he had this experience happen to him. And he was like, why am I not growing? Why am I not growing on social media? And the other business owner was like, I'm posting 300 times a week, because all his shorts were getting turned into other stuff. And he was posting maybe 30 times. And so he was just like, okay, say no more, right? So I think in this case, kind of the same thing. Anyway, that's it from me. This is data-driven content. If any of this was useful, again, please check out the link in description. Have a lovely day.